Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us all today, and welcome to our very first webinar of 2021. My name is Jeanette Potts, and I'm the brand marketing lead at Isobar Switzerland. And I'm delighted to be joined today by two of our data scientist experts. We have Vaclav Janusek, Senior Data Scientist, and Jerzy Luzny, Enterprise Data Architect. And our topic for today is a really interesting one because it's really all about how data and artificial intelligence can help you, your business and your brands to enhance your marketing and customer service experiences. So lots of insights and tips to share, also some really interesting case studies. And we, of course, will be open to your questions at the end. And as you go, you can drop them into the chat box. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Vaclav and Jerzy. Thank you very much and speak to you later.
Thank you, Janet. First of all, I would like to mention a few challenges companies are facing today, especially in the context of data. You can start with very typical goals like how to increase acquisition of new customers, or how to better understand and treat the existing ones, how to achieve such customer experience which will be truly personalized during whole customer journey, how to secure long-term increase of customer value or decrease of customer churn. On the other hand, there are new challenges which appeared over the last few years and are even more relevant in this time of the pandemic. For example, how to drive digital transformation activities in a way it ensures the proper data governance, privacy, security, and mainly how to prevent that solution data end up locked in silos. Another one would be how to find the real value in massive amount of customer data left in the systems where the volume significantly grows every day, but its potential degrades even faster. Another one would be what tools to choose from the ever-growing list of thousands and thousands MarTech, CRM solutions, and how to achieve their claimed value and ROI eventually. Last not least is the question how we can benefit from innovations like artificial intelligence to improve our performance or reduce operating costs. For this topic, I would like to pass the word to Václav, who will guide you through concrete benefits of using AI.
Thank you, Jerzy. Hi, everyone. I'm going to talk now about data and AI and how to use them actually to tackle some of the challenges Jerzy just outlined. So as you probably all know, most of the transactions these days occur in the digital world. Customers produce large amounts of data in the digital world on purchases, consumptions, preferences, and all different kinds of interactions. They leave behind these breadcrumbs actually that can help us to build the behavioral profile to understand the customer behavior, because customers' past and present behavior has enormous predictive power. It's really correlated with what the customer will do in the future. And for this, you can actually use artificial intelligence and more specifically machine learning algorithms that can be used to exploit patterns hidden in the data, to understand the customer behaviors, to train the machine learning algorithms to predict what the customer will do in the future, the outcome of future events. And this information is really important for businesses to know, because they can actually optimize interaction with customer that will lead to improved customer experience as well as increased revenues. In the next few slides, I'm going to go through a couple of use cases where actually where I'm going to mention how the artificial intelligence can be used to tackle some of the business issues and problems. So propensity models is first group of let's say use of artificial intelligence. They are used to predict customer tendency towards certain behavior. Specifically, the example is like propensity to buy for some cross-sell marketing campaign. and if the model has good performance, the improvement of the efficiency of the campaign can be in hundreds of percent. But you can imagine that it can be used not just for propensity to buy, but for instance for propensity to churn, which is probability of a customer to leave the business to competition, or for whatever other reason, or propensity to default, which is probability of a customer to not repaying his or her loan. These propensity models are ideal for limited number of well-defined actions, like for instance churn versus upsell. And if the models are well calibrated, then you can really compare these two options and tell which of these two is more likely for given customer. The other use case is the sentiment analysis. It's essentially the analysis of sentiment associated with selected products. As you probably all know, customers these days, usually before they make any purchase, they go online and do some research on given product. Look at the ratings, look at the reviews of other customers who purchased the product, and based on that, they make informed decision, to whether to buy the product or go to the product from different brand. And this is really important information actually for businesses to be able to improve the customer, to improve their chances of customers to actually purchasing their product and improve their products and so on. So this is really a good use case where artificial intelligence can help a lot. The other use case are recommendation models, which is essentially to match the right product with the right customer. I would say this is rather relevant for businesses that have large portfolios of products that can be potentially offered to customers, and where businesses want to actually offer multiple products. The typical example would be like e-shop products. When you do some shopping online, you have this bar with the recommended products for you, or for instance travel and ticket companies offers, when they want to offer the destination, the right destination for right customer, because more relevant the offer is, the higher chance of customer to respond positively for the offer, which drives the revenue. Also, these recommendation models are good for providers that have to curate online content, create content that is served to users and customers. I would say that these recommendation models can be actually combined with propensity models. For instance, you can use propensity model to really prepare the set of customers, the customers you want to target, and then you tailor a specific offer for the individual customers using the recommendation model, so that for every customer the offer will be slightly different, matching their tastes and preferences. Oops. Another use case is customer value prediction, which is essentially to predict how much customer will spend with the business in upcoming 3 or 6 months, let's say. I would say this is good for businesses that have some regular relationship with their customers, where the customers spend regularly money, like groceries, pharmacy, cosmetics, but also some electronics, and so on and so on. And you essentially predict what will be the future, based on the past spendings of the customer. You can actually predict what will be the future value, future spendings in upcoming 3-6 months. And based on that, you can actually create a promotional offers. Those that would have like lower spendings, you can actually offer them more aggressive, promotion with higher discount, whereas those that have like that are supposed to have like higher spendings, you don't have to actually provide them such high discount or discount at all, for instance. Another use case that is focusing on value is customer value segmentation. This is essentially, it's not a predictive use case, I would say. It's rather a use case to monitor the value in the customer base. It tells you how the customer value develops in your base over the time. I would say this is the main pillar of AI-driven marketing and customer care. because you can have like all different kinds of propensity models and recommendation models, but if you don't know what's going on in your customer base, how the value in the customer base is evolving or developing, then you are essentially blind. This customer value segmentation essentially enables you to segment the individual customers into segments by value, and then you can actually look at the change in value in individual segments, how customers actually switch between individual segments, what is the churn rate and deactivation rate in individual segments, and really focus, for instance, only for the problematic segments or for some promising segments, and so on and so on. And you can also, this use case, this customer value segmentation also enables you to somehow assess the efficiency of the marketing activities by individual segments. So you can see what impact given campaign has on high value customers, what impact it has on low value customers, and so on and so on. So very useful. The other use case, I would say, is slightly different than the previous one. This is rather a holistic use case that is supposed to that is great when you need to optimize the marketing, optimize and automate marketing operation as a whole, because the use cases I've mentioned so far are rather focused to solve as a specific business problem, whereas as you probably all know, the issues or problems that the marketing experts have to deal with are numerous. Customers go through certain life cycle with business, and in any given stage of the life cycle, marketing experts have to decide what to offer to what customers. Because you have usually many different kinds of offers, and you have to know what's the right action at the right moment. And for this, you can build actually universal next best action model that combines the use cases or the AI solution that I've been talking about so far together as a building blocks, and build a large decision tree that helps you actually make informed decision what to do with given customer at given moment. It should actually lead to improved customer experience and increased revenue as well. The other and last use case I'm going to talk about now is from the realm of these holistic approaches as well, and from areas of customer service processes. As businesses have to deal with large amount of requests from customers, and large amount of requests from customers, and they have to have sufficiently large customer call centers that are able to handle such large amount of requests. If the call centers are not sufficiently large, then the customers will have to wait for some times for the request to be somehow handled, and which may actually cause that some of these customers will decide actually to leave to the competition. So to have like some system that enables to prioritization and sorting the customers based on the need, based on the use case, so based on the request, and also based on the other criteria like propensity to buy or propensity to churn, customer lifetime value, and so on and so on. So artificial intelligence really can help actually to personalize experience of customer service, make the customers happy, and decrease the cost of the customer centers. And now I would like to pass the word again to Jiří, who is going to talk to you a little bit more about the actual implementation of artificial intelligence use case and architecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Václav, for this really deep dive into AI use cases. Yeah, let's now focus a bit on the actual implementation. Our proven approach typically involves several foundational steps, while the actual deliverables are always driven kind of individual use cases. In particular, In the first step, we built a technology foundation of a customer data platform in cloud. We ingest, consolidate, and process data there to create the true customer 360 profile. Then we develop analytical models and algorithms, either using traditional descriptive analytics or more advanced techniques like machine learning for predictive analytics. Output of this modeling enriches this 360 profile, which is then used for business intelligence, meaning to develop reports, insight, dashboards, or it is used for an activation towards automation tools. And next slide, please. Yeah, as I mentioned, we start with building customer data platform. But what customer data platform is actually? It is an evolutionary concept which delivers scope of both those kind of traditional data warehouses and digital data platforms like DMPs. It unifies data from all stages of customer lifecycle, from all backend systems like CRM, ERP, network systems, IoT, from all channels like web, mobile apps, POS, call centers, etc. And what is very important, it also connects all customer identities to achieve this holistic customer 360 view. Such profile then enables us to develop those cross-functional reports, AI models, or activate the profile data in advertisement space, in marketing tools, or in CRM tools for customer service. Technology selection for implementation of CDP can be different depending on a particular project or client's needs. From out-of-the-box vendor solutions to custom-developed platform using managed services and pay-as-you-go approach in either Azure or AWS clouds. Even though it can look as complex and difficult to implement, very tangible outcomes can be achieved quickly. If we select really right, feasible enough use cases and data integrations for the first iteration. As an example, I would mention a case of a large retailer who went through this pandemic triggered or driven online move into online channels from traditional shops. And we delivered their basic segmentation of customers based on their purchase history and propensity to buy model for NBO, and it all increased cross-sell rate by 22% within just a few months. So that's it from me. Now back to Jeanette.
Thank you both, Jerzy and Vaclav. It's fascinating, I think, when you think about brands and consumers and how technology has evolved to help. And I think you've really provided a snapshot of really all the possibilities using this technology, artificial intelligence, to really help, I think, gain insights and build more tailored and customized marketing programs, also for customer service. So thank you both. I know we've covered a lot within a very short time. We have a couple of questions coming in, and just at this stage, just to let you know that if we don't get to your questions this morning, we will be able to book an expert hour with Jerzy and Vaclav for you. And that will actually also give you a bit more time to explain your business challenges, what you think you need, and then we can actually work with you on a more tailored program, because it is really about tailoring it and customizing it for you and for your brands and consumers. So without that, I think one of the questions that come in is, you know, there's basically so much data out there today. So what is the minimum kind of amount of data that we might need if we were to start with artificial intelligence in order to optimize marketing and customer service? So either Vaclav or Jerzy, given your both. Thank you.
Okay, I think I can take this question. So, you know, artificial intelligence and specifically these machine learning algorithms, of course, more data they have, the better they are. But it doesn't mean that you have to have a, you know, large warehouse or big data platform to really really start with the artificial intelligence. You definitely need some data, some history of data. Let's say it may depend actually on the given use case, but let's say like 1 year or 2 years of data. And in terms of wideness of the data, it can be 10, 20 informative attributes that are needed. But in terms of the history of the data, it really depends on the specific use case. The length of the data, historical data, can be even like shorter. But I would say the 1 or 2 years is the right amount of data. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And kind of on a related note, then, say, I think one of the things is also one of the questions is, how fast can you build something like this? Because the data, obviously, you're saying could be over a couple of years, but I think the question here is if a brand would actually want to really move forward with leveraging insights and enhancing via AI, how fast could actually these AI-driven solutions be developed? How long would that take from kind of a briefing and an understanding of the business perspective to implementation?
Yeah, maybe let me take this question. Yeah, it's obviously difficult to say what would be kind of the full length of such project, but based on our experience and using this agile iterative approach, I would say that when we start with discovery analysis phase, which takes roughly 4 to 6 weeks, where we collect the requirements, we do data exploration to prove that really the value is in the data. We select the use cases, 2 to 3 use cases for the initial implementation. We prepare project plan. So then we can run this first implementation phase, which typically takes 2 to 3 months, where we build the foundation, prepare the data, and implement those 2 to 3 use cases, deliver them into production. And at that moment, you immediately see the kind of added value. This ROI is there. And in parallel, we are preparing next phase, selecting another use cases, improving the platform in next iteration, which again takes 2 to 3 months. And we run those iterations till full scope of the project or program is delivered.
Okay, thank you, Jussi. So you're actually learning as you go along, and you're basically optimizing the whole process, which is actually a really good approach, because it's not waiting till the very end. It's actually learning as you go. So yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you. Another question actually that's come in is a CDP needed, or could this functionality also be handled by CRM? Or is a CDP actually needed ahead of setting it up?
Yeah, actually, very good question. As Václav mentioned, we can start with, let's say, any data source, and it depends what would be the goal. If it's about doing the analytics, exercise, execution, CRM data is perfectly enough, and we can cover a wide variety of use cases just having CRM data. We basically produce the insights, outcomes, and then we can activate the data back into CRM to support, for example, lead scoring, to support customer service optimization, etc. So that's perfectly fine. CDP goes beyond CRM data because it combines also this digital channel data or data generated by digital channels into this one profile. So it can be kind of next evolutionary step after implementing those CRM oriented use cases.
Okay, thank you very much. That's really interesting. So yeah, I think we've actually running out of time this morning, but thank you all for your very valid questions. Really interesting, and obviously I think there's going to be a lot more questions from all of you based on I think what we can see coming in. But I think at this stage, what we'd love to propose to you, and Václav and Jussi are ready for this. We can actually offer you an expert hour, and this means it will be a lot more tailored to understanding your business, your strategy, what you need. you know, also in line with your brands, your overall digital transformation strategy as well. So what we would like to propose to you at this stage is, you can see here on the screen, you just need to actually scan this with your phone, and it will actually bring you to our website, and you can actually book directly there with Vaclav and Jussi, and actually see a bit more also about Isobar. So unfortunately, we've run out of time for this morning, and I know we've covered a lot on this really expert panel from Vaclav and Jussi. So we're really grateful to you both. It's a really interesting topic to learn how we can actually leverage AI to improve all the brand marketing activities and customer service. So we would love to hear from our audience, and thank you so much for participating. And we look forward to hearing from you and how we can help you further drive your business in future conversations. So thank you so much to everyone, and for our audience for attending from all different corners, and also to Vaclav and Jussi. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.